The Bible is the most beloved and powerful book of all time. It was the first book ever published, it's translated into numerous languages, more than any other in history. And it remains the bestseller of all bestsellers. No book has enlightened so much darkness, educated so much ignorance, propagated so much love, reprimanded so much evil, or predicted the future so accurately as the Bible. It not only explains our origins and purpose for life, but how we can know God here and in eternity beyond the grave. I'm talking to you from Switzerland today. My name is Stefan Häger, and inviting you to read the Bible with me. I'm starting a series of going through Matthew's Gospel. Matthew's Gospel was read by Ulrich Zwingli in Switzerland 500 years ago. And it brought about the Reformation, as you know, starting from Zurich and changing this country forever, releasing people into the freedom in Christ. Now, when we read 10 chapters now in this series, Matthew chapter 13, we see Jesus telling and talking in stories. He taught differently than the Pharisees. We see in 10 chapters the huge difference between true teaching and false teaching, between good and evil, between love and hypocrisy. So let's read as Jesus left the house and sat at the Lake of Galilee and taught. And he used stories. Chapter 13, verse 3. A farmer went out to plant his seed. He scattered the seed on rocky places. On the ground, some fell on paths. Birds came and ate it up. Some seeds fell on rocky places, where there wasn't much soil. The plants came up quickly because the soil wasn't deep. When the sun came up, it burned the plants because the soil wasn't deep. When the sun came up, it burned the plants. They dried up because they had no roots. Other seeds fell among thorns. The thorns grew up and crowded out the plants. So still other seed fell on good soil. It produced a crop 160, 30 times more than what was planted. Those who have ears should listen. And then Jesus goes on explaining what the story means. The disciples came to him and they asked, "Why do you use stories when you speak to the people?" He replied, "You have been given the chance to understand the secrets of the kingdom of heaven. It has not been given to outsiders. Everyone who has that kind of knowledge will be given more. In fact, they will have very much. If anyone doesn't have that kind of knowledge, even what little he has will be taken away from him." Here is why I use stories when I speak. To the people I say, that's a prophecy from Isaiah. Jesus quotes a prophecy from Isaiah. They look, but they don't really see. They listen, but they don't really hear or understand. In them, the words of the prophet Isaiah come true. He said, "You will hear, but never understand. You will see, but never know what you are seeing." The hearts of these people have become stubborn. They can barely hear. Their ears. They have closed their ears, their eyes. Otherwise, they might see with their eyes. They might hear with their ears. They might understand with their hearts. They might turn to the Lord, and then He would heal them. We know that Jesus brings forgiveness of sin, healing of body and inner healing. He does everything for you and me. Let's read on. He says, "Blessed are your eyes because they see, and blessed are your ears because they hear. What I'm about to tell you is true. Many prophets and godly people wanted to see what you see, but they didn't see it. They wanted to hear what you hear, but they didn't hear it. Listen, here is the meaning of the story of the farmer. The people hear the message about the kingdom, but they do not understand it. Then the evil one comes. He steals what is planted in their hearts. Those people are like the seed planted on a path. Others receive the seed that fell on the rocky places. They are those who hear the message and at once they receive it with joy, but they have no roots. So they last only a short time. They quickly fall away from the faith when trouble or suffering comes because of the message. Others receive the seed that fell among the thorns. They are those who hear the message, but then the worries of life and the false promises of wealth crowd it out. They keep it from producing fruit. But still others, they receive the seed that fell on good soil. They are those who hear the message and they understand it. They produce a crop 100, 60 or 30 times more than the farmer planted. Are you one of those? Have a nice day.